Hello and welcome to Osu History, the series that aims to capture some of the great historical moments of Osu, as well as notable changes within the game and community, and put them into bite-sized pieces of content for your enjoyment. Today we are going to be looking at the history of the first 10-star map that got ranked, from its inception in 2015 to it being ranked in 2019, 4 years later. The map set in question is Flowering Night Fever, mapped by Ahiak, and the specific difficulty that I'll be focusing on today is of course the 10-star one by Ekoro. If I wanted to get more information about the inception of the map set, I had to contact the creator, Ahiak. After adding him on Discord, we started talking about how he thought of mapping Flowering Night Fever and what he thought the map set would become. At the time, he was a relatively new mapper, and having 3 ranked maps under his belt, he decided to tackle the challenge of mapping a really fast song. He originally uploaded his map set in December of 2015, which only contained the flowering difficulty at the time, after being inspired by Ekoro's newly ranked map, which you have may or may not heard of. He didn't really think about making the difficulties within the map set extremely hard, since this was his first time mapping something that was this fast, and the famous 5-star difficulties were added on by other mappers who had more experience and knew more about how to map what the song offered. Who are those mappers, you ask? Well, in January of 2016, Ahiak offered Golden Wolf to map his map, and he agreed, modding his flowering difficulty and eventually making his own difficulty for the map set, and the result was interesting to say the least. He mapped an A-star guest difficulty, and Ahiak was amazed by how good it was and added it to the set, while also starting to build up the difficulty spread and looking for people to make the difficulties for Taiko and Mania, having Onosaki Hito make the Taiko difficulties and Pux to making the Mania difficulties. A month later, Ahiak would contact Pishifat and Ekoro about making guest difficulties, and while Pishifat accepted as soon as he got asked, Ekoro originally declined him because he didn't know who Ahiak was, but after being asked again, he listened to the song and got really excited and couldn't pass the opportunity to make a difficulty for such a good song. The original star rating for his difficulty was 8.7 stars, a really hard star rating for the maps of that time, and it was like that on purpose since Ekoro wanted to make it a spiritual successor to Everything Will Freeze. Ahiak would spend the next few months looking for mods, and after getting mods from notable mappers such as Mazarin and Xilver, it was bubbled in August, but after the nominator that bubbled it got restricted, it was back to square one. In November, Ekoro would go on to remap his difficulty because he felt like it was underwhelming compared to the power of the music. He wanted to map the song to its fullest potential. He ended up buffing it, making it a whopping 9.2 stars, higher than any other ranked map ever at the time. After a while of searching for mods and trying to get the map set going through the ranking process, it got loved in 2017, and with that came its own leaderboard and an entire player base worth of data about the playability of the higher star difficulties, and which enabled Ahiak, Golden Wolf and Ekoro to look at how people played their maps and if their difficulties needed to change. After a year of it being loved, the map was unloved, and a BM by the name of Realize got interested in nominating the map. Soon after, another BN called Arrival also got interested in modding and nominating the Taiko difficulties, so all that remained now for the map to be able to go to the qualified section was a Mania BN who was willing to mod and nominate the Mania set. Unfortunately, he couldn't find a Mania BN, and Arrival retired after a few months, leading to Ahiak scrapping the Mania and Taiko difficulties from his map set, but leaving a download for them in the map description. After that, he became less active on the game, which led to the map set sitting untouched for a while, but after he came back to the game, realized he was still interested in ranking it, so he bubbled the map set and a few other BNs became interested in the map set, notably Fiery Rage and Ozomi. While all that was going on, there was a huge change regarding the star rating of maps, and most maps received a star rating buff, but Ekoro's difficulty received a huge buff, making it 10.3 stars. And lastly, TTM's difficulty was added in May of 2019 to bridge the gap between the lunatic and flowering difficulty, as some people complained about the spread gap in the map set. After that, it was only a matter of time before it got qualified and it was ranked without any disqualifications or major issues. It was ranked on the 9th of June, and as of now there are no mod passes, and hopefully we'll see some soon. Some notable scores on this map would be Lane's Halftime FC and Ekoro's Easy Flashlight Halftime A rank, as well as few other halftime scores that were close to FC's. Talking to Ekoro and Nauhiak after the map was ranked, they both stated that they were worried the most about Ekoro's difficulty and if it was rankable. Ekoro stated that they planned to remove the difficulty if the map set couldn't move to the ranked section because of it, and Ekoro wouldn't have minded that too much because Golden Loop's difficulty was already really hard. Thank you for watching. If you liked what you saw, be sure to like and subscribe as I have more cool stuff like this on the way, and hopefully we see each other again.